Customs here, coming at you with a Wave 1 figures and printed helmets review. I wanted to get you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes and kind of some personal thoughts and feelings on how these guys turned out. Alright, starting with the Scuba Troopers, we have Commander Monnk, the Scuba Trooper from the episodes that he's in, and a plain Scuba Trooper with no colors. These guys are seen in Season 4 in the beginning episodes, the Gungan attack. A lot of fun designing these guys. Had designed these helmets using the CAD program, and the prints were just as much fun to make. And as you guys can see, the wraparound printing around the helmets, they have full printing, and that's going to be custom with any figures of mine. I also want to let you guys know that weapons are now free with my figures on the website. As many of you know, the prices of these figures are about $20 to $30 less than they have been before, and that's because these are all pad printed figures by my company. I am no longer decaling figures, which is a huge time saver, which means that these figures can ship within 1 to 3 days instead of 1 to 3 weeks or even longer. So I'm really focused on getting orders shipped out in a much faster rate. Alright, moving on. We have Echo and Fives, probably the two most famous ARC Troopers, of course. You guys recognize them from the ARC Troopers episode and beyond. Like I said before, all of my helmets do feature wraparound printing, and that is probably the best visible on ARC Trooper 5's helmet here. It's got that blue stripe down the back just like he does in the episode. Also, all of the ARC Trooper cloths now match the Lego style with the ARC hammer that they release, and I'll show you a review of that in a second. Also want to make sure that you guys are checking out the cloth options on the website. You don't have to get the standard waist cape or shoulder. For instance, ARC 5s, you can get a double gray pauldron, or Echo, you can get the double blue like Havoc does. So make sure you guys are checking that out. And here we have the other 4 ARC Troopers that we know about: Hammer, Blitz, Colt, and Havoc. And like I said before, guys, I had a lot of fun designing these. Went through 6 trials to actually get these helmets right and make sure the faces look correct and everything, and the colors matched up. I thought they turned out really well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. The helmets have a ton of detail. Again, wraparound printing. It's going to be custom on all my helmets. But I also want to let you guys know that helmet accessories do work with these helmets. Anything that fits on the Clone Trooper helmets, the Phase 1, will work with these. The arc antennas, the visors, and macro binoculars all work with these. And that is the design that I was looking for when I made these guys. Alright, let's get you a comparison view of Lego's ARC Trooper versus mine. As you can see, there's quite a bit of detail on Legos. I was actually really impressed with that they did the leg printing here. They still don't have arm printing though, which is kind of a downer. But also compare the helmets. They don't do any back printing. Plus they didn't actually, in my opinion, design the back of the helmet right. And mine has a lot more detail on how the ARC Troopers actually look. But if you guys aren't into purchasing the full ARC Hammer figure, all of my printed helmets are only $4. So if you bought the ARC Hammer helmet and put it on the Lego figure, I'd say it looks pretty good. Alright, let's get some Phase 2 Troopers in here. We have the standard Phase 2 Trooper, the Rex style Phase 2 Trooper, and Lego's Phase 1 Trooper. When doing Phase 2 Rex and designing him, I had to do this basic template for the t-visor Phase 2 Trooper, and I really liked how it turned out, and I really wanted to get that helmet produced by itself. And again, these $4 printed helmets will work with any figures that you guys have already got. Great army builders. Speaking of Phase 2 Rex, let's go ahead and get him out here. obviously one of the most famous and best characters from the Clone Troopers. The design is awesome. I loved making it. I have the tally marks on the side of the helmet there, and he is using the ARC Trooper style waist cape, and again, a lot of fun to make. I did not get the fuse lines put on from about where his nose is down to the side of the vent tube there, but I do plan on having a later release that will offer that. For now, this is going to be my Phase 2 Rex helmet, and again, only $4 on the website. Last but not least, we have the 501st and 212th figures with and without macro binoculars. And these binoculars, these are custom designed to work with the Phase 2 helmets. They do work with all the Clone Wars and all the ARC Trooper helmets as well, but they were specifically designed for these guys. And as you can see, the print does wrap all the way around the macro binoculars, which is a really nice feature. And those are only $250 on the site. Now, for those of you that are wondering about the T line, it's that black line that goes above the brow there. I originally was not going to include the black line because that's not how we see them in the Clone Wars episodes, but as you can tell, that does look kind of blank up there, and all future releases of these helmets, Phase 2 helmets, will have that T line above the eyes. And finally, we have the Wolfpack Trooper. Again, guys, I had a lot of fun creating these figures and getting them printed and designing them. Got a lot more stuff coming your way, including helmets and future prints. Speaking of prints, the Wave 2 designs, there will be 6 Scuba Troopers, 6 new ARC Troopers, and 8 new Phase 2 Troopers, including some from the Embara series. So, let me know what you guys think. Rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.